cameraman who wobbles all over the place. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of those snowballs coming down out of the sky. There seems to be something directing my attention. I'm not sure what it is, but there seems to be some green glistening in my eyes. Oh! You'll just have to rub against each other for once. I mean, you'll just have to protect each other to the end.
It's Grill Phil! Phil's in hell! He's being grilled, folks. It's Grill Phil.
That's PPP. He's unhinged. He's obsessed with me. He's in love with me. He thinks that I'm his fucking boyfriend or girlfriend. He wants me to fly to Hogan's bar to have some drinks. That's pretty fucking gay.
He just wants to get to his gin, his WWE champions, and his DoorDash, and that's it.
Yeah.
Because half the time he was supposed to be spending with his wife, he was DMing me at 4 in the fucking morning.
Yeah, why isn't he just in bed with his wife at 4 in the morning?
I don't care about a fucking ethot on Kick who's fucking doing squats for money. Okay, I don't give a shit. I don't care if she talks shit about me, because apparently I'm being told she did. That dumb shit, you fucking slut.
Hi, Weenie. Gosh, it feels like I haven't seen you on forever. How have you been? Have you been taking care of yourself? I hope so. Do you like my new background? I put those shelves up, and I have my... I can't see with my big-ass head. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out a better setup. But that's what it is for now. I have my little guy, have my thumbs up right here, and that says, hi, Weenies. Cute. Real cute. My little Enderman up there. Cute. But anyways, guys. Today is finally the day that we cover the fall of the Kino Arc. I know. We're way past the fall of the Kino Arc. But I think it's going to help having a summarization of everything that led up to the fall of the best arc in Phil history. It's going to be a long one, guys. So grab a little snacky snack. Make sure that you hit the like button and subscribe if you like my content and you want to see more. And let's get started. Alrighty then. We left off on the rise of the Kino Arc when PPP and Dave started doing Smart Guys together. Now, Smart Guys was a wrestling show that Phil, like 10 years ago, had done with two guys, mainly John Rambo, and of course that fell out. And so he decided to bring it back with Ashton. So Smart Guys, as we know, is primarily a wrestling show. PPP made it interesting by adding the Grill Phil segment. Phil didn't like the Grill Phil segment. He tried to act like he did, but we could all see on his face that he did it.
It's the same. I'll show you. We got the two pictures here. It's two. Basically, the first picture here is the person posing with the sign, and they posted this on their social media before the Royal Rumble began. So that's them actually with the sign showing it off. And then they were trying desperately to get it on the air. They couldn't get it on the main show, but they managed to get it on the pre-show. They snuck it in.
How does it make you feel, Phil?
Listen,
when they make fun of you like this, Phil?
Does
it hurt you in your heart, Phil?
Do you see anyone else getting this kind of publicity? Honestly, let's be honest. For free? Do you see anyone else's name getting thrown out there on a show that had over 3 million viewers live? I mean...
Because I think earlier in the week you were kind of seething about it, Phil.
You see them better. For everyone on stream, this is the best I can do and blow it up for stream here, okay?
Okay, Phil, what are these shitty, like, containers? Are these, like, frozen microwave meals, like, in the bottom there?
Oh, no, don't call them shitty, because what you're seeing right there are gourmet frozen ramen, not salty whatsoever.
Gourmet frozen ramen.
These are low-fat, low-sodium, but full of flavor, actual vegetables, white meat chicken, delicious broth, and all you gotta do is add some water, toss them in the microwave. It's a delicious snacker meal.
There's no way, because it looks like if we just remove those 2 frozen ramen, the rum cake could fit in right there.
The upper freezer. All right, this is the top shelf of the freezer.
Bro, there's room in there for the rum cake. By the way, what's going on with your hand here, Phil?
My hand? It's very hairy. I have a very hairy hand. That is my hand.
Well,
See, that's the
like,
ring.
It's like wrinkled as fuck. Like, what's going on? Like,
I'm
it's like
old. I'm old. I'm in my 40s.
Old. He's old and fucking like, whoa, it's like this withered fucking hand. Holy fuck, Phil.
I substituted the hand of Ebenezer.
What's going on here?
See here.
What? We got to enhance.
Your hand? Okay, hold on.
It's on screen so they can see it.
Oh yeah, it's on screen fully. They could see it.
Okay,
sure.
It's on screen now.
We're staring at it right now.
That?
What do you guys see?
What is that like? What's going on there, man?
I don't know. It doesn't look to me. It doesn't look like much. You know, I wear lounge pants on stream, and it looks like I was standing. This is probably when I was first messing with the camera earlier in the week, and I stood up, and maybe like the pants had stuck to my butt for a second, but then they loosened up. I don't know.
Listen, let's just show them all, Phil. He's a sexy
boxer
boy.
shorts.
Just
boxer
pull
briefs.
it. No, pull her right down, Phil. Let's see it all.
Like, I'm sorry. Can we just talk about the clip of the freezer? That's not a married man's freezer. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. But anyways. So some episodes go on with smart guys, and Phil's content continues. Then February rolls around, and Phil shows up on a show with Stephen Cambion called TruthSeekers.
TruthSeekers, exposing the lies. TruthSeekers, open your eyes.
And I'm saying, please support the stream today. I literally need tips. I even said things like, don't send me super chats. Don't become a member.
I've
I
seen
need
those.
tips
Yeah.
today because I need the money for tomorrow to do something with it, right? That's a lot different than anything I'm doing today, where today it's a positive reinforcement and an incentivization and a lot of joking and I've actually kind of learned a lot from the casino since I've been on there and I've watched them, how they do. They positively incentivize their audience, right? Instead of saying it's a negative unless you support, you say, if you support me enough, I'll give you a positive. That's a different kind of reinforcement that I'm learning and I've instituted in my content.
And so here's what I'm here for Ashton from Kino and Andy Worski, who want you to have the redemption arc.
Hold on.
And I thought, what better way of redemption than passing a lie detector test? What better way to prove all these evil detractors wrong? I've got a polygraph set up and a chair, right? It goes in a briefcase. I could take it on a plane. I could be at your house in a couple of days. I need a little bit of time to, get the plane ticket and figure it out. But like, Phil, what better way to shut up all your detractors forever?
What you have to understand is very simple. All right. What you're proposing to me is an opportunity to prove my detractors wrong. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what this is. All right.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity.
I'm
giving it to you. And by the way, by my own expense.
My supporters, the people who actually like me, who are on my streams every day, who watch my content, who support me via all these contributions, right? Don't give two flaming shits about anything that my detractors have issue with me. They don't. They know all about all the controversies. They've heard my answers. They're happy with them.
Piss it away. And people are going to shit on you forever for passing up this road to redemption, or you could take the high road here and prove everybody wrong.
First is if it actually benefits me, and it disproving my detractors does not benefit me in any way. So,
assuring your supporters that you didn't rip everybody off while you were spending tens of thousands of dollars on a mobile game would go a long way towards healing the, maybe some of your old supporters. Nope. Didn't you lose supporters over the bank leaks? Grifting, saying you'd really like to visit your parents while they were still alive. Their health.
And I did.
Yeah, there was that one. But Phil,
this is the situation that happens to me every single day.
But hold on. Hold on.
Let me talk about it.
You asked for money, Phil, to visit your dying parents, and they're still alive. That alone proves you lied to your audience for money. It's a form of consumer fraud.
Don't really do cybercrime. Now, he lives in Renton. I live in a small town in the Midwest. Now, my jurisdiction, my unit size, my entire police department was 50 men. I personally did crimes like Philip Burnell is talking about here. I worked them personally. I was quite good at them, to be quite honest. So it didn't make sense to me. So I called the detective because the detective's name was in the police report. And when I spoke to the detective,
by the way, that call's recorded, Phil. We have the receipt.
And I have the recording. When I spoke to the detective remembered Phil. Lickety split. He goes, no, I remember him. Yeah, for sure. I said, great. Here's what I have.
Wait. The detective I talked to was a woman.
And there were times and calls I referred people to the FBI, but that was if I was tired of talking to them and they were what we call a 220, kind of mental. And that was just for fun.
I remember that night when the TruthSeekers interview happened, I was jumping up and down. I was so excited because Stephen was really calling him out and he was pissing Phil off. One thing that I wish that Stephen had done, and this is just a critique and this is also advice if anybody else plans to try to get Phil on an interview, which we all know that probably won't ever happen again because he's going to be scared, right? Is at this point, if you're going to confront Phil, leave the past in the past, right? He's never going to admit to it. We saw that. He was given an opportunity. He will never take the opportunity. He will always deny. And then, the next day he came on and he's like, I've already admitted to this. It's in the past. I'm not worried about it. It was really easy for him to deflect it. What should have been done was taking a little bit of the past and comparing it all to current. Phil likes to act like he has changed, right? Phil likes to act like, oh, I'm better now. I've let go of the past. I'm not the same person. When he literally will ask his audience over 70 to 80 times, proven for money in a single stream. That's not changing. He may not ask like, oh, I can't afford my house bill this time, guys. Yet it's implied with how many times you ask for money. And I'm not destitute, guys. Yet again, it's implied with how much times you ask the people to donate to your stream. And then recently in a stream, he was even like, guys, can we just hit the goddamn goal? Like, dude, if it wasn't that serious and you're not destitute, then you wouldn't be asking for money that way, that desperately, that harshly. But I digress. Is the best way to attack Phil is to attack his current attitude and compare it to his past. Because his favorite thing to say now is that he's changed, he's better, he's not the same person that he was. When we all know that that's not true. But anyways, shout out to Steven, shout out to TruthSeekers. I will put a link to his channel below because it's great. Robust content. And then we have a little bit of a side story here, right? So Stephen Cambion brings a detractor by the name of BrosydePhil. BrosydePhil calls Phil out for lying about talking to a police officer and her saying one thing and Phil saying that she said the other. So BrosydePhil actually gets a hold of that police officer that talked to Phil that day and asked, did you say these things, ma'am? She said, no. Within that phone call, again, if you go to his channel, you can look up this video and listen to the call on your own. She explained that Phil was a code 220 because of the mental instability. He showed mental instability. I remember that day that BrosydePhil premiered that phone call. Everybody went into Phil's chat and plugged in 220 and Phil was so confused. He was so upset. Again, that's a side story. And 220 is, if you see that and you don't understand why that's there, that's why. And if you need a little bit more context, you could go to BrosydePhil's channel and go through there and watch that video so that way you fully understand why that 220 meme is running around. So PvP goes on and talks to Phil, and I guess Phil is upset about the whole thing, right? And so he asks Ashton, did you know about this? And Ashton does this whole spiel about, like, no, what a snake. No. And any normal human being would be able to tell, you knew, you're lying, right? But obviously Phil has no common sense and has no ability to read social cues, so he believed him.
They pulled out all the tricks, all the stops. They had surprise detractor appearances, NDAs, polygraph tests, all the gimmicks, all the tricks, and yet none of it could put an end to BrosydePhil's community, the positivity, the streak, the goal. Phil doubled the goal upon his return, and Steve showed his true colors as nothing but a yellow-bellied snake in the long grass. We tested Steve's loyalty, saw if he was going to be a team player, and Steve went into business for himself, not once, but Steve, I'm aware now tonight, you went into business for yourself again and leaked conversations to detractors. Very disappointing. Steve, you're fired, Steve. Steve is fired from the Kino Casino staff. We're not going to see the stench of snakes.
You can't act like that wasn't so obviously an act. But Phil bought it. Phil bought it. And so Smart Guys with PPP continues after that. Oh, but the plot thickens, guys. The plot thickens. Yes. So it was found out at some point after the Smart Guys that Iron Chef Sakai, the biggest whale at the time for Phil, was giving money to this Twitch streamer, Lex, who was a girl. And the first ever stream that I saw of her was the one where she was doing squats for money. Now I'm going to stop right there and I'm going to say the squats that she was doing, it's not like she had her back to the camera. She literally stepped off camera to the side. And she had boy shorts on. Okay? Regardless, that shouldn't matter. But in this case, we all know that that little detail matters, right? So Lex gains a bunch of momentum by being exposed to this community. And when I say that Iron Chef Sakai is wailing out on her, I feel like that's an understatement. I think he spends like a total of nearly $10,000 on her. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it got upwards of like $7,000 that he spent on this girl. And good for her, girl. Get your bag. Get your bag. Better to spend the money on her where she can actually use it. She's a college student. You know, she's out there doing things with her life rather than spending money on freaking Dave. So I actually hope to this day that she's still doing good and that money did good for her, which I'm sure it did. And this whole spending money on another streamer, and people were coming into Phil's stream talking about Lex. But not only that, Iron Chef Sakai was in Lex's chat talking shit. Mad shit, y'all. I have some screenshots of it here, just a few of what the kind of stuff that he was saying. And there was a lot more than what I caught because I wasn't on there very long. But he was talking shit about Phil in his chat. And he was wailing out on this girl and not on Phil. Guys, this didn't roll over well with Phil. It didn't roll over well at all. Iron Chef Sakai got banned.
The truth is, with someone like Iron Chef Sakai, it's just a matter of time till they turn on you anyway. You can tell he's the kind of guy that the only reason he's around and contributing is because he wants attention, right? It's never enough for him. Like, it's not enough that you're shouting him out. It's not enough that you're talking with him. You're being nice. He wanted the sword. I gave him the sword, right? Right? And, you know, and that's not enough. It's never enough. Then he's disgruntled. He's angry. So I get rid of him. Then he wants back. I let him back. Oh, I want the sword again. And I'm just going to start banning. I don't care. It has nothing to do with me. Yes, I did give him endless chances. I was trying to be nice to the guy and explain to him logically why I couldn't remod him, but it's never enough. By the way, Iron Chef Sakai is banned and he's never coming back. He can go fuck himself. I've had enough of his simple shit. Really, I have. Like, he's fucking coming in here being toxic all day. He came in here this morning. I tried to defend him. And then all he does is he's toxic all fucking day. The entire stream tonight, he's fucking, oh, the other person is doing it better and their stream is better, then you can stay over there. And don't fucking come back, bitch. Really, this time, don't come crawling back on your hands and knees like you did last time.
And Phil tried to act like he didn't ban Iron Chef Sakai because he was giving his money to somebody else. And then Phil does probably one of the most disgusting things that he's done in a while. And it's this.
I don't care about a fucking ethot on Kick who's fucking doing squats for money. Okay, I don't. I don't give a shit. I don't care if she talks shit about me, because apparently I'm being told she did. That people made fun of me. Say, oh, did you know that there's an e-beggar named DarkSidePhil? Oh, so embarrassed. He's in his 40s and he e-begs. You're fucking squatting on camera for money, you dumb shit. You fucking slut.
I thought you were past this entire incel bullshit. Like, honestly, in your incel manifesto that I reacted to, the women that have done him wrong, okay, whatever. But he says, oh, women that are complete sluts. He loves that word for girls. He loves that word. And he showed that he hasn't changed after he called this girl that he knew nothing about a slut. Okay, and some time goes on, more money is being spent on Lex. Phil's support goes down, obviously, because Iron Chef isn't there to support him. Dumpy Koalas and Dr. Lex are like holding him down. Another little side story is that a fan of DSP sends a death threat to Lex. Lex even has to report it to the authorities. An active death threat. I think that guy's Twitter's taken down and all that now. Whatever. But Phil has a cult. He'll never admit it, but this whole we against them attitude affects people. He holds together a very violent and dangerous community just because of the dynamic that he puts in these people's heads. They don't like us. They want us to, to fail. And so we need to be successful no matter what it costs. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. The whole Lex era was short and messy. So recap of Lex. Money gets spent on Lex, not on Phil. Pisses Phil off. Iron Chef Sakai is banned permanently this time. And he calls Lex a slut. Okay? So not long after that entire little thing, he has another episode of Smart Guys with Ashton. And in this episode, in the Grill Phil segment, Ashton calls him out.
Call this woman a slut when you participate in buy erasure and go after her identity. Do you feel like you cultivate an atmosphere of hate that would lead to this woman being harassed?
Well, to follow up on that comment, because I can answer this very easily. Do you feel that every single person who's made fun of me on the internet has created a cultivating atmosphere of hate that people now want to kill me because of it?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Then that's the answer.
You know, I don't know, Phil. Like, you can't have it both ways, because you say that they create that atmosphere of hate around you, and then here you are doing the same thing to this girl. Now, personally, I don't really give a fuck, and I said as I'm doing devil's advocate because I don't feel people should be held responsible for the behavior of their fans. I don't think you can control what your fans do, and I think we wouldn't have very many content creators left if we held people to that standard, because there's all sorts of Looney Tunes and fucking psychos out there. But I think you calling her a slut... Let me ask you this, Phil. Do you think you have a problem with women?
No, not at all.
Back in 2003?
Oh, this is great.
And people say that this is your incel manifesto.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about,
Yes.
You say, shit, every woman I've ever known was either extremely selfish and self-centered, too busy feeling sorry for herself to do anything else, too annoying and or geeky to stand for more than 30 minutes, too stupid to listen to advice they ask for, doing stupid things and then complaining to you because they went totally against what you told them. 5, a total slut. Now, Phil, that 5th bullet point, a total slut, that's the same language you used in 2025 as in 2003.
That's right.
So have you changed from this, essay, this diatribe against women, or do you have a problem with women, or what?
Well, first of all, I've talked about this. My past, I was an internet troll. I was purposefully making content that would incense people on the internet for attention.
But you still call women sluts.
Well,
and you still erase their sexual identity and take away their individuality from them.
Well, you know, if there's, listen, if someone is going to make content on the internet and the content is based on showing their body in a provocative way, and they're going to get money based on doing that, that is sexualized content.
But
and
didn't you say you've never seen any of her content?
I haven't. I've only heard what they told me it was in my chat. So based on what I've heard,
I have seen some of her content. She's not in a bikini. She's not in a hot tub. She's not showing her underwear. She's not showing her feet like you do. But isn't Iron Cuck's money your money?
No. None of my viewers' money is my money until they give it to me. Then it's my money. Then I have the right to do whatever I want with it. But I'm not entitled to their money.
I didn't know what she was doing. You don't really know. And sometimes you just have to take that fucking L and move on. And if you are saying you're not about drama, you're about positivity and all of this stuff that you say in meaningful content, then that's how you should be acting, right, Phil? Sometimes, listen, she fucking stole your pay pig. She made fun of you. She did a bunch of detractor memes. She didn't even know what the fuck she was doing. You know what I mean? But then you come out and you call her a slut and you erase her sexual identity and say it's something different. And then this is where you get into trouble, right? Whereas if you just said fucking nothing, there'd be no ammunition. Or, you know what? Here's what I would do if I was pissed. Just go full balls to the wall. Fuck that bitch. She's a lesbian. She's a sinner. She's going to hell. But you can't have it both ways, brother Phil. You can't have it both ways.
And guys, it's downhill. Like, you think that this is downhill? It's downhill from there. So we can clearly see that in that Grill Phil segment, Phil is very uncomfortable. Phil doesn't like it. Phil never likes any of the Grill Phil segments, but this one particularly, he didn't like. The next day, he even came back really sad. Now, we'll find out about that here in a little bit. He was just like really down and all that, and it just starts spiraling out of control from here for him. So Phil does a few things during this time. Phil starts to have meltdowns, crash outs, just about everything. He starts to get really irritated. He has one particular meltdown where he rants for hours. Literally, I think he goes on for about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours, about everything. Just anything and everything that people bring up in his chat. He just couldn't stop. Crashed out hard. In this rant, he is asked, why does he keep letting PPP talk bad about Kat? He says openly, okay, well, this is a message to PPP that if he doesn't stop calling my wife fat, I'm going to stop working with him. You know, shit like that don't go over well with Ashton. Ashton lives for the drama. So what does he do?
No, bitch is bad! She's bad!
Yeah. And he didn't really even apologize. Phil's like, he's already apologized, but he keeps doing it. It's like, he didn't apologize. He didn't outright apologize. I mean, I guess he kind of did, but he was just kind of like, you exposed her to the internet, so you exposed her to the critiques that comes with being on the internet. Which to me is fair. You knew the kind of audience you were introducing her to, Phil. So why are you so surprised when people are calling out her appearance? Especially such a drastic change in her appearance. Yeah. People are mean, dude. People are ruthless, and you know that. And you, as her husband, decided to expose her to that. You know, you get what you asked for, dude. You know, as I personally don't pick on Kat, the rest of the internet's going to, and there's nothing you can do about it. You should have just left it alone. But anyways, so Phil calls smart guys off. And he comes on to explain everything. I'm telling you that he goes way back into the history, way back into the beginning of when he was talking to PPP, just unnecessary information because he's scared. He knows what's coming. So it was ridiculous. Again, another hour and a half, 2 hours, like the whole entire podcast was used to overload information and to manipulate the narrative.
Questions here about all of this. All right, there is. Let's just briefly talk about what's happened and the change in attitude towards me and all of that since August of last year. Because all I can really do is speculate, but at the same time, I do want to clarify a whole lot of stuff to everyone. All right? First of all, right now, PPP is sitting on his Twitter very hurriedly and scaredly tweeting. I don't know why.
He's not scared. He wasn't scared of you, Phil. You were the one shaking in your little fat boots because you knew what was coming. You knew how you acted that entire relationship, and when you worked with them, you knew how embarrassing all that shit would be. And boy, was it. Woo! So then it comes out that PPP is going to leak all the DMs on a certain day. Before that, he was kind of drip feeding us little details about Phil. Like, he came out with the information that Kat became religious because she was having health issues.
Embrace
Everybody
the heel.
Celebrates. Well,
yeah.
Like, he told me that he can't become a heel because of his wife's health issues. And, I pleaded
with have to do with it?
Because, listen, I'm not going to get into everything with Phil. Phil can decide how far he wants this shit to go. I don't know. Should I just go full bore and just
you should just drop it? Yeah,
and just throw in on his wife's fucking medical condition?
Fuck him, P. He fucked you. Fuck him right back. Fuck him right back.
Fuck, man.
Yeah,
but, he's concerned that his wife is gonna die and she's becoming more religious, and so Phil feels like he needs to be more religious, and so he can't be a heel. And I just feel like
come on.
I feel like that's fucking nonsense because he actually is just an evil, horrible piece of shit all the time anyway. And he's not religious whatsoever.
You should embrace
and I
the
just
heel.
feel like it's a total excuse because he doesn't want to actually have to deal with people dunking on him. And so he hides away from controversy and conflict. And I don't know, man. I just don't have any respect for Phil.
He also came out with information about all the animals that Phil had.
This is going to blow detractors' minds. So BrosydePhil has a secret menagerie of exotic animals. I'm not kidding. I'm serious.
wait.
And I'm not just talking about his pig wife, okay? Or his son Jasper the cat.
Okay, what does he have?
Well, we won't expose all of the pets that Phil has.
Come on.
Because we're gonna drip feed, but this is apparently where a lot of the money has been going to. Is to the King Zoo project.
May I ask questions?
Now, that time that we saw that Phil was upset, it came out that it was because his rabbit died.
Something that I need to say up front. I've got some personal stuff going on right now in my life that's pretty stressful and pretty sad and depressing. All right. It has absolutely, positively nothing to do with anything on stream, any content that I'm doing right now. Nothing to do with smart guys, nothing to do with anything, nothing to do with my wife either. Just, because, oh my God, what's going on with Kat? It's not that either. There's just personal stuff going on, and it's definitely affecting me. Like today, I don't feel good, just being honest. And I don't mean in like physically, I mean like up here and here. I feel like shit.
And guys, the fear got to Phil. Now, if you haven't seen, hold on, sponsor me, Alani. If y'all haven't seen this next section, if you're behind on all the shit that has happened with Phil, fucking buckle your seatbelts, dude. Because it's about to get so bad and honestly sad that you might need therapy afterwards. I did. Did I go get it? No, but I needed it. So Phil announces that he's going to have a special guest on one of his podcasts. That guest is none other than Review Tech USA. Yeah, the guy that he talked mad shit about. The guy that is basically like Phil's arch nemesis at this point in time, right? They don't like each other. And so the automatic thought, for me anyways, was okay, maybe Phil is actually choosing the drama route, right? Maybe he's trying to get one last hoorah. I don't know. I was just like, okay, that's random as hell, but a desperate attempt for attention. And I knew PPP was going to come up, but listen, just watch this clip. And I'm sorry that I have to put you through this.
I'm sure it's all just circumstantial, right?
Oh, of course. There's absolutely no reason why it would be right now, this week, or anything. No, it just came together that way by complete, luck, dumb luck, right? But you're here. That's respectable. I thank you for your time. And Rich, do you recognize this?
Let me look on.
He's not looking. Oh, you don't see me?
Those are your poker chips, Phil. Yeah.
Correct. This is the briefcase that was used as a prop during the co-op react that I did with Kino Casino back in the summer when we watched your documentary from June the King. This is Andy and Ashton's briefcase. Because, ladies and gentlemen, today on this podcast, this is not the Level 1 podcast featuring RTU at all. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Level 666 podcast straight out of fucking hell, because today, live on the show, it is time to explain to you how over the last 8 months and the last couple of years, all of my planning has finally come to fruition. I robbed Kino Casino. I'm not kidding. I'm not
How did you rob?
fucking kidding. Everything that you have seen happen, I swear to God, has been part of my plan all along. Because all of you think I'm so fucking stupid. You all thought that this was he got fooled. He had the wool pulled over his eyes. I 100% had this planned since day one.
Phil,
and I am going... You don't believe me?
No, I don't believe you. I've been watching you now for over a decade. You were full in on this hook line, and so you called Andy your gaming soulmate.
Okay. Rich, I got the receipts. And we're going to look at them together right now on this show.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I would like to see these. Yes, Philip.
This is the briefcase of Andy and Ashton. And every single time that we go through a topic and I expose them for who they really are, they're going to lose a few chips. And we're going to see at the end how many chips these two have left over.
This feels like retcon to me, Phil, but sure, prove it to me.
Sure.
Let me see.
Listen, I'm sorry, but RTU's face the entire time killed me. And y'all, he kicked him off the stream. He couldn't, he literally thought that RTU and him were going to be besties. Like, so embarrassing, guys. Like, I was so embarrassed the entire time. This was the worst meltdown I have ever seen. Nobody believed it. Nobody believes that Phil was this smart, if you could even call it that. Dude admitted or just lied about lying about his wife's illness. Phil really thought this was a good idea. He made himself look like the biggest buffoon on the internet that day. And now, it's like that never happened. It's like he realizes how freaking stupid he sounded. And he completely dropped it. So this podcast goes through. And Phil really thinks he did something. Although I do think towards the end, he realizes that he fucked up.
Have that. I don't have that at all. Right? It's very simple. All right? It's not rocket science here. And by the way, I didn't add that to the leaderboard yet. All right? I cased them. I was watching their content. I was seeing what kind of content they made. I noticed that they hadn't actually talked much about me yet and didn't know about me. Everyone on the internet thought that I was some kind of a rube and a dumbass and like I'm not smart, which actually isn't the case. It's just that everyone paints me like that for so long, but then they find out I was the valedictorian of my high school and shit. They just don't get it. Everyone thinks I'm a moron. And that's the most deadly thing, is when someone who actually isn't dumb is considered as such, because then you never see it coming. You get it?
Right? Like, he just seemed embarrassed. I'd be embarrassed. I'd still be embarrassed to this day. Like, I think that's why he's trying to act like that never happened. Because now he's, like, saying stuff like, oh, they snaked me, I snaked them, it doesn't matter. But then sometimes when it's convenient, he'll be saying, like, oh, it was all part of the plan. Like, no, bye. Sir, which one is it? Which one is it? Phil can never just be one thing. He wants to have the best of both worlds. He wants to have his entire cake and eat it too. Like, it's insanity. It's insanity. So I don't want to keep y'all here much longer. So all I want to do now is go through some of the text messages, okay? Now, this isn't all of them, because if I did all of them, we'd be here all day, okay? Let me pull them up here on my laptop. Hold on. We deserve each other, and Galinda helped it come true. We deserve each other, me and Buck. All right, let me make some room, bitch. Move, bitch, over. Damn. Fucking big-headed ass hoe. Okay. All right, so the first one. Now, I'm just saying these are not in order, okay? These are just in order from when I put them in there. So I just kind of screenshotted the ones that I was like, that is extra pathetic. So it's the section where Phil says, I am okay with it as long as we go in and with a game plan. There's always going to be a plan. It can't be just go in and wing it, because Phil has a mental disability. Clearly, he's on the spectrum, okay? You guys benefit no matter who wins. But if I get felted, LOL, then I'm back to the trenches and just my core fan base. FYI, with you guys gone, I've lost about 80% of the extra support I got from your audience. And please know that I am not complaining at all, because I am still doing way better now than when I was before you guys came along and gave me a chance. This is a big risk and trust. This is a big risk and trust thing for me, and I am willing to do it. And I am not afraid of him, but his fucking voice may give me a headache. Maybe we can crack him and make him stop using the stupid voice. This is them talking about Gundam, I think. So, it can never not benefit Phil. Phil can never do anything that doesn't benefit him, because he's a freaking hog. He has to hog everything. Everything has to be for him, because he's the center of his world. Everything revolves around Phil. And if you scroll down to the bottom, this part made me chuckle. It says, LOL triple P, which is what people should actually call you by PPP. I call him triple P. He thought he was so funny for that. He thought he did something with that. And then he says, you are a marvelous salesman. That seems like flirting, Phil, but what do I know? What do I know? So the next one. Okay, and then he has this one, right? There's a lot of text messages where Phil just goes off about the detractors. He's obsessed with them. And I say them because I'm not in that same circle with like Duty and others that Phil knows. I'm not there yet. I'll get there, Phil. Don't worry about it. I'll be mixed in that circle that you can't stand. You already have me blocked on Twitter, so I'm halfway there anyways. I mean, he says in this, it's very much like a cult. They have formed entire online social relationships and friend groups around hating me. And so any reason to bring me down is justified. It's like, dude, you have nowhere to talk about leading a cult. And yes, I've made friendships about hating you. Yeah, because it takes a different type of intelligence to see through a manipulating asshole like you. And I appreciate that about these people. They see right through your narcissism. They see right through your manipulation tactics. And it's refreshing to hear what they have to say about pieces of shit like you. So, yes, I've made friends. I made some little frenzies. In fact, all of you are my little frenzies, and I love all of you. Anyways, so we'll skip past that one. That's just him being obsessed with the tractors as usual. And y'all live rent free in his head all day long. Love that for us. Okay, and then another thing, like, okay, Phil, I think I said this in my last video, but Phil did manipulate PPP, but not in the way that he wants to make out like he did. He didn't manipulate these people because, oh, he's so smart. He was manipulating them for money and whatever. No, he was manipulating these people for attention. And this is just a single example that I extracted from there. He says, I agree. Your glazing of me is really awkward for me because I've gotten nothing but hate from all my core fan base. Oh, because I've gotten nothing but hate from all but my core fan base for a decade. It is definitely getting its intended result. That shock factor is working. So I wonder how long we can keep that up, especially with my own documentary only a week or two away, apparently. So, Phil just implants this woe is me, I'm so sad, I've been so mistreated and abused all these years into PPP's mind. He's trying to gain sympathy from the guy. It's disgusting. And that's a pattern through a lot of these text messages. And it's just honestly gross. It's like abused child behavior. It's really disturbing. And this text message here is when PPP is on vacation. Phil messages him so much, venting to him about shit. I mean, look at this. He's talking about Craig, and I don't know. I'm trying to be on vacation, but I'll find the text message where PPP messages Phil on his one day off, and Phil is like, "Well, it's my day off, and I don't do anything on my day off." He got so butthurt. Yet you want to message these people on their vacation? What a hypocrite! Like, what a manipulative little fuck! Like, oh, like when I need your attention, you need to be available for me, but when you want my attention, it's on my time. Abusive behavior. I'm gonna try to get like one more in here. Okay, so I'm gonna show the last one, and I'll try to find the link to all the messages, and I'll just do it down below. If you haven't read them, there's the link in my description, so that way you can read it for yourself, because there's a lot. It's bad, y'all. This message right here stood out to me the most, and I think a lot of y'all can agree that it's so pitiful. Hey, so again, I want to say thank you so much for everything you guys have done for me and my family by giving me a chance instead of treating me like dirt. FYI, today my wife was able to get a critical test and found out she doesn't have cancer, which is something we were incredibly afraid of all year. We were able to find out because we can now afford it. We are still incredibly frustrated because she has medical issues that apparently cannot be explained yet, and we really thought this was the answer. As bad as it would be for that to have been the source, and now it's kind of back to the start, but at least we know that what she's going through isn't life threatening. And again, this is this is why I've laid off drama and a lot in the past 2 months. She's incredibly stressed out, and we are getting back to religion to help her through this pain. I know you and Andy did not intend to help us in this way, but you have, and I am so very grateful. In November, I am getting more time off streams to be with her, and I'm also going to likely get a new streaming PC to further upgrade my setup. You guys have no idea how much your simple act of kindness has helped my family, and I can never repay you. Gay. Like, I'm sorry, Phil, but that's kind of like that gives me like the love bombing effect, right? Like, this is not the kind of a manipulative behavior that you were trying to play off in the whole King Snake debacle. Like, no, this is like pitiful man, hungry for attention, deprived, abused person. Like, I don't know. This is so bad. And he released these text messages first. He exposed himself because he was like, if I do it first, it won't hurt as bad as you doing it to me. Phil, you should have just let them do it. You should have just let them do it and be like, yep. What I would have done in this situation is like, all right, they're going to leak my shit. Let them leak it. And then during the time that they're doing their stream, I'll do my stream. And I'm going to read them all. And I'll be like, yeah, I did that shit. Yeah, yeah, I was manipulative and hungry for attention that time. Psh. Like, like be the victim. Be the victim. Like, yeah, man, I really thought I could trust these guys. No, Phil had to go off and do the 666 podcast and act like he was the king snake all along. Like, brother, king snakes are the species of snakes that are known the most for eating themselves when they get in stressful situations. That, my friend, is irony. Because you, Phil, have indeed eaten yourself in this era, and you have continued to do so up until today. And I think you'll continue to do so for the rest of your life until there's no more of you to eat left. Guys, that was the Kino Arc. And it's messy. Messy. Now, I'm sure I missed some little parts within this whole thing. And if you want to fill me in the comments, please do so, because it was messy. Messy. It took me a long time to get all these clips together and to kind of get them in the order that I could understand the best. And if they're out of order, I'm sorry, but this is the order that my memory serves me best, and is the order that made sense to me, and without it getting too messed up and messy, because gosh, it's like a war. That's wild, guys. And as we know, Phil, even today, is what's today? I'm recording this on the night of the 13th. I haven't even watched his night stream because he's been so pathetic. So yeah, guys, that's the end of the Kino Arc, and it's only going to get better from here for us because Phil is desperate. Phil is slipping up. He is faking contributions. He is trying to act oblivious to how many sock accounts he's being supported by. It's bad. It's getting bad, and I'm sensing a yummy crash out coming up. Yummy. Some robust content incoming, thanks to Phil. Anyways, guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. And like I said in the beginning, if you liked today's video, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and check out the link in my description and see all the little things, like follow me on Twitter, look at my Patreon and see if those perks are something that you'd be interested in. And also, I have my Easter live stream coming up on the 19th. The details to that are on my Twitter, so y'all can go there, and have details also posted on my public community page here on YouTube. So I hope to see y'all there. It's going to be lots of fun, some little giveaways, some chill time, some meaningful content, and my goal is going to be $5 trillion. And if you don't get me there, I don't love you anymore. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you for stopping by, and I love you so much. Bye, weenies.
I'm not kidding.
Didn't.
I'm
How
not
did you, Rob?
fucking